think we just gotta let him know.
Is it 7 on your?
Yep. Let me turn my volume.
Okay, we're on air.
Okay, we are on the air. Right? We're all set?
Recording in progress.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to the Lunenburg Zoning Board of Appeals. This hearing is being recorded in accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law. Please be advised this meeting will be broadcast live through local access cable on Facebook Live on the public access Facebook page and will be available to be found on the Lunenburg Public Access YouTube channel within 24 hours after the meeting. To participate remotely from a computer, go to Zoom meeting. Computer and app users may use the raise hand feature to request to speak. An introduction to the board members present. We have Chris Riley to my left, Planning Director, who is sitting in for Lisa Normandin, Board Secretary. I'm Jim Besikarski, Vice Chairman. Al Gravel recently had cataract surgery, so he is not in attendance. Next to me is Tony Nicastro, Pat Callahan, who is taking care of our Zoom meeting, and Don Gurney. As far as the hearing procedure, the applicant will have the opportunity for comments on the application or submission of additional documents. If you would like to speak, please come forward to the mic and give your name and address. Board members will have the opportunity to ask questions that they might have on the application while you're there at the mic. There will be a time for public comment, whether it's anyone shows up or whether it's on Zoom. Please address all comments and questions to the board in either case. As far as deliberations, which will follow, give me a second. For a special permit to vary dimensional requirements, the required findings are: 1, the permit may be granted without substantial detriment to the public good and without nullifying or substantially derogating from the intent and purpose of the bylaw. 2, the specific site is an appropriate location for such building or alteration. 3, the proposed building or alteration is compatible with the existing neighborhood with regards to size, location, and architecture. 4, the granting of the special permit will not adversely affect the neighborhood. 5, the granting of the special permit will not unreasonably diminish the available light, air, sunlight, and other amenities. And 6, there will be no nuisance or serious hazard to vehicles or pedestrians. Finally, the board may impose any condition deemed necessary to achieve the purpose of this bylaw. And now I'll ask Chris Riley to read the application.
And open the public hearing. Okay. Notice is hereby given that the Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on February 12th, 2025 at 7 p.m. at the Lunenburg Town Hall, second floor, Joseph Bellata Meeting Room, 17 Main Street, Lunenburg, Mass. The board is the ZBA and you've read the Zoom notice. The Lunenburg Zoning Board will hear the petition of Hillbilly Trust, John Potter trustee, 22 Fairview Road, Lunenburg, Mass. The property which is the subject of this case is located at 22 Fairview Road, Lunenburg, Mass. Assessors map 80, parcel 32. Petitioner is seeking a special permit for dimensional variation to construct an addition of 32 by 39-foot garage. The proposed addition intensifies the existing nonconformity along the side lot line and reduces the setback to 4.2 feet. The required setback in the RA zoning district is 15 feet. All correct?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Chair, please proceed. Meeting is, public hearing is open.
Okay. Project information, the address, again, is 22 Fairview Road, assesses map 80, assesses parcel 32, application for special permit, MGL 40A, section 9. Was a written zoning determination or denial issued or received? No. Project description. Sorry. Construction of a garage that does not meet setback. The garage is placed in an attached garage as the lot has wetlands with no touch zone. The Conservation Commission has approved a location. There will be no water or sewer utility added. The setback proposed is 4.2 feet. Though zoning in this district calls for 15 feet. It has setback within the residence district from 15 feet to 4.2. Water supply is public. Sewer public. Property type residential. Proposed use for the property, attached garage for a single family. Please describe how the proposed action will prevent conditions that are injurious to or dangerous to public health, unduly hazardous because of traffic conditions, danger of fire or explosion. Response, the proposed setback will still allow for access to the rear yard at the property line on the southerly side and 20 feet on the northerly side. The garage has no impact on traffic and does not have utilities other than electricity for lighting and will be built to existing code. Please describe any material adverse effects on the value of land and buildings in the neighborhood or amenities of the neighborhood. There should be no effects. Please describe how the proposed use or activity will be operated with reasonable regard for order, unsightliness, if an open use. The addition will blend in with the home and will have an appearance common to attached garages. Question, please describe how the proposed action will reduce and/or prevent noise, vibration, dust, odor, heat, and/or glare at the lot lines in amounts clearly detrimental to the use of adjacent properties. Answer, the proposed addition will not block any necessary sightlines for roadway access. The structure will not generate detrimental air, dust, noise, or other types of pollutants, as the use of storage is storage of automobiles, which is a standard use of a garage. Question, additional information relative to applicable section of the Lunenburg Code. Answer, there is no other location as the property is subject to a 50-foot no-build zone on the rear yard for a detached structure. Placing the garage on the opposite side of the home would require total interior realignment and renovation, resulting in excessive costs, and would still likely require a zoning board of appeals filing. Let's see, following that, more directions on how to file. Proposed garage plan from Dillis and Roy. Table of contents, summary of the table of contents. An aerial view of the property, two of them. Copy of the order of conditions for a cover page, and a list of the abutters, dated January 6, 2025, as well as a overview aerial map of the location of the 300-foot abutters list required. And that's all. Are there any questions before we ask for any other information? Okay. If not, would you like to add anything?
No, it's pretty well spelled out, you know, it's been a long process, and I've had to spend an awful lot of money that really wasn't necessary.
I'm sorry, John, your name and address to make.
Oh, my name is John Potter, 22 Fairview Road, Lunenburg, Mass.
Thank you. So, nothing else to add?
No, Matt has done a very well job on, you know, specifying and Dillis and Roy, and I have architectural drawings of what the garage is going to look like attached to the house. I didn't know I would need them, but I do have them.
Okay. With that, I'll open it up to the board again for any questions or responses.
I would just also add, it looks like we do have Matt on Zoom, and he did request access to share a screen, so I assume he has some things to add to that as well. I'm assuming.
I had just asked to share the screen in case the board wanted the Dillis and Roy plan shared on the YouTube. Other than that, I really have nothing new to offer.
Okay. Thank you, Matt.
I'd like, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to see just an architectural drawing of the garage in relation to the house.
You would?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Are they
I-
outside or?
Well,
Oh, if Matt can share
I
it,
can run to the house. It'll only take me 5 minutes to run down and get them.
Can Matt share it?
I don't know whether Matt has a copy of them or not.
All right, so my only question is,
Was not provided with the architectural drawings, no.
it's not going to change the existing sight line of the house, right? They're all
No.
going to be on the same sight line?
No, the roof line for the garage is going to be a little bit higher than the roof line of the house. But that's why I had the architect come in so we could take and make it look right, because I need a ceiling height of 14 feet, because I have what they call a stacker lift. They could put one car up on the lift and one underneath it to give me space in the garage.
How much high would you say it's going to be? 2, 3, 4 feet? Not much?
I'm going to say probably 4 feet higher than the original roof line to get the amount of height that I need.
It's my only question, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
I think, I understand you've already had Conservation Commission approval.
Yeah, I've had wetlands and conservation all involved in it from the beginning. That's when because originally I had planned on putting the garage behind the house, And when wetlands told me I had to be 30 feet, I had to Dillis Roy move the garage, but then they come back and say, no, there's a 50-foot no-build zone. You know, so that meant I had to take and relocate. The house right now has like a two-car garage carport on it. And I have to tear that completely off the house in order to put the garage where the carport is. And
Are you going to retain the existing shed that's shown on the plan?
one shed, I have a vinyl shed that's right behind the carport, and that has all my tools in it that I normally have. That shed is going to be moved back to where the existing shed is, because the existing shed is about ready to fall down. So that'll be removed once I get the garage up and I can move all my stuff into the garage.
And that's been approved by the Conservation Commission.
Yeah, they have no problem with the existing structure that's there. And this one here happens to be one of those vinyl sheds with a platform underneath of it. The one that's there is all wood, and the bottom of it's all rotted out.
What's on the other side of the, who's the property owner there and what do they have?
To the left of me,
Well, on the side, yeah, on the side where the garage will be.
I don't have his name offhand. They told me who he was when they were sending out the letters. The fellow that lives in the house now is a renter, not the owner of the house.
And how far away is that?
It's going to be, once the garage is up, I'm going to see at least 20 feet, if not more. I don't know how far his house is off of the lot line. I know there's a stockade fence that's very close to the lot line.
Does that fence belong to that neighbor?
Yeah, it belongs to them, yeah.
Their
There's probably like 4 feet from the fence to the lot line that goes down between the two pieces of property.
Gotcha.
It's either John Collins or Jeff Lang as the owner of the properties next to you.
Yeah, all I know is I think the owner of the property lives in Fitchburg or Leominster, I forget now.
Lang is at 15 Fairview, and Larry Farrell is at 25, so. Okay. Any other questions?
Not from me, and maybe not from the board. I think we typically ask for public comment.
There's no people present to make public comment, but there might be on Zoom.
It's just myself and Matt are the only ones on Zoom. So Matt, if anything you want to add, the floor is yours.
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? No? Any other comments?
No, I mean, like I say, if you need to see the architectural drawing of the garage attached to the house, I'd be willing to, if you're going to be here for 5 minutes, I can run down to the house and get them.
No, it might be advised that you run it by the building inspector to make sure that the height levels, even though
Well,
you're only raising it 4 feet.
He has already seen the architectural drawings of the garage, because there are trusses that are going to be put up on the garage.
So he's basically said that.
Yeah, he knows what it's going to be,
Yes, okay.
because the trusses had to be certified, because they run the long way of the garage. They're 41 feet long.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
Just a question on the height. Because of the relation to the lot line, are we going to need to have a,
That's why I wanted to make sure that
gonna say,
the zoning board inspector would check it
just
out
because
before.
I don't think it's asked in the original just that the height's not mentioned, and
Yeah.
I just don't want you to have to come back.
Well, we can put a condition in to whoever makes the motion that the zoning, the height of the building conforms to the requirements for any building and structure that close to the lot lines.
Yeah. No, would there need to be relief on that, just?
Sorry, denied.
Excuse me, guys, I'm going to have to sign out. I have another meeting to get to, but I think Mr. Potter is okay without me.
Mr. Chair, point of information, the nearest abutter is 25 feet away from what he's proposing for the relief from the board.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So,
My contractor took the blueprints for the house to the building inspector, and the only thing he had a comment on was that he wanted the whole inside of the garage fire-rated sheetrock put on it because of the house and the garage being closer to the property next to me.
and knowing the building inspector, he's usually on point.
Yeah.
He would have mentioned that he needed a height relief too, so I have trust in the building inspector.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you don't think it's necessary
I
to
don't
put a
think-
condition?
I don't
Okay.
think- That's just my opinion, Mr. Chairman.
Mr.
I mean, we
Chair,
took-
For the benefit of the board, point of information, we've received no public comment on this. No butters came in, wanted to see the plans or expressed concerns, and I looked in the OpenGov portal where the application is, and there were no concerns by staff either. Taxes are all paid, so everything looked clean.
And
Thank you.
I know the architect kept the roof line as low as possible to get the correct pitch for the length of it.
Yeah, a suggested condition, if I may, in these circumstances where you do provide relief, if you do, it's a pleasure of the board, up to the lot line at that distance. Usually some plantings, like arborvitae, to break up the visual impact to the abutter, but it's just one option, 4 or 5 plantings. There's enough room there to do it, if that were a concern. But again, we've heard no concerns.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair point.
Seeing as there's no other comments, anything else from the board? Anything else from Mr. Potter?
No.
Then I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion for 22 Fairview Road to grant a special permit for the 32 by 39 garage with the setback of 4.2 feet.
Okay. Do you want to include something about allowing for dimensional variation?
And allowing for
Yes.
dimensional variation.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Any second?
Second?
Okay, a motion is made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 And aye. So with that, the motion is granted, and I have to read post-decision instructions for a special variation, dimensional requirements. The required findings are the permit may be granted without substantial detriment to the public good and without nullifying or substantially derogating from the intent and purpose of the bylaw. 2, the specific site is an appropriate location for such building or alteration. 3, the proposed building or alteration is compatible with the existing neighborhood with regard to size, location, and architecture. 4, the granting of the special permit will not adversely affect the neighborhood. 5, the granting of the special permit will not unreasonably diminish the available light, air, sunlight, and other amenities. And 6, there will be no nuisance or serious hazard to vehicles or pedestrians. Finally, the board may impose any conditions deemed necessary to achieve. I think I already read that one. Okay. The special permit is granted with the contingency that the petitioner complies with all licenses, regulations, statutes, ordinances, and any and all applicable state, local, and federal boards or agencies with jurisdiction over the premises. The special permit is subject to a periodic review by the permit granting authority or enforcement officer to ensure compliance with any conditions. Non-compliance to such conditions may result in revocation of this permit. A copy of the board's decision shall be filed with the town clerk within 14 days. Any party aggrieved by the board's decision may appeal to Superior Court 20 days after the decision is filed with the town clerk. After certification by the town clerk that 20 days have elapsed since the decision was filed, you should have it recorded in the Registry of Deeds. No special permit shall take effect until it has been recorded. And special permit shall lapse within 2 years unless substantial use or construction has commenced. And with that good luck with each of them.
Thank you kindly,
And permit.
gentlemen, for giving
You're welcome.
me a little life again.
So you can file for your building permit in roughly 35 days.
Yeah,
Is it the practice of the board that I would write the decision while Lisa's out?
Yes.
And then you sign it at the next meeting in 14
Uh,
days?
I think Al does, yes.
Yeah.
Is that how you do it? Okay, so I'll include the findings that you approved
Yeah,
with the motion.
basically, you can take it right from the minutes from the meeting, and
Okay, so they'll sign it, and I'll file it the next day with the town clerk, 20-day
Okay.
appeal period that elapses, which it will. You
the,
can get your building permit.
I'm not sure if that, I think, Al might go in to sign it. I've never done that,
I believe he does.
even
Oh,
though,
he has signatory authority?
I don't know. I think it's, anything that I know of is. all
So it
been
might be
taken care
quicker,
of.
but we'll let you know.
well,
sometimes
long as the building inspector knows that everything has been signed off, so we can
Yeah.
apply for the permit.
Get your permit, you're
Yeah.
almost ready, but get your
Yeah.
permit application together and in.
Yeah.
And you'll get your building permit right when
Yeah, because,
the appeal period's over.
I've never signed anything in 25 years plus, so.
Yeah, but people know how to counterfeit your signature.
that's pretty common nowadays.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Then I'll entertain a motion, we adjourn. If our next meeting is the 26th, and you're all set?
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
then I can enjoy my vacation.
Where are you going?
I'm going out to visit my oldest son and family out in Las Vegas. I leave
Oh.
next Wednesday.
I'm sure you'll visit a couple casinos.
No.
Yeah,
I
something
spend,
to celebrate, but you'll forget all about that.
I spend my money going to Las Vegas International Raceway and driving a
Oh,
real
that's true.
Oh, there you
NASCAR on the
go.
track.
Wow.
It's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Okay, motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, I make
Second.
a motion
Oh, sorry.
to adjourn.
This will be my third
Second.
time. on it.
And second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, yeah.
Aye.
It's a ball.
That must be.
We are adjourned. Thank you. We can off the air.